What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Demint, and today I have some Call of Duty Remastered gameplay, and it's free-for-all. It was my second free-for-all game, like, just in general in the game. And I started off, the first few minutes, maybe the first minute, really, of the game, I did pretty well. Then I started struggling, but then I really, stepped up my game, and I won. I got first place, and I think that it's a good upload. I think it's something that's worth uploading into my channel to kind of show that when it comes to Call of Duty, I think I am really good at free for all, just because I don't have to worry about unreliable teammates. I don't have to worry about anything. I just know that anything that moves, I got to get rid of it. I think that's a really good technique, I guess. And I've always been good at free for all, but back in the day, I never really played free for all. I've always played objective game types. That was like always my thing. I always liked the aspect of playing with a team because, I don't know, it felt like something good to, play with a team, contribute to a team. I've always had that like team mentality when it comes to video games, and it's always nicer to kind of, I guess in domination, if you have, the A and B flag, that they're going to be spawning by the C flag, so it's a little bit easier to do pretty well, I guess, unless you're on the shit end of the stick, which is, they got both two flags, and they're spawn trapping you, and then you have to kind of figure out a way. It's almost like a puzzle. You got to figure out a way to kind of get around them, and then kind of, stop them from doing what they're doing, and it's always a nice, interesting challenge. And overall, I just wanted to talk about like my experience with Call of Duty Remastered. I wanted to say that I do enjoy the game. I think it's a lot of fun. However, I feel that it's its own game. I don't think just because it says Call of Duty Remastered or Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, there's a lot of aspects of this game that are completely alien to the original game. And for me personally, as a veteran of the Call of Duty series in general, I would like to say that it's not really like the original game. The maps are the same, the kill streaks are the same, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, you have weapons also that are from the original game, but there's just so many changes. There's they changed the graphics. You don't have that supreme grittiness that you had in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They implemented new weapons, obviously supply drops, weapon customization, the lighting aspect of the game. So the lighting in general has changed enough. Visually, the game is a very aesthetic and pleasing. However, I believe that is the reason why it seems a little bit different, like its own game. And I'm not bashing on it. I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It's a great game. I really enjoy it. I think that with the skills that you can see by the studio, Raven Studios, in the actual, their take on, they remastered a game. But pretty sure if they were given an opportunity to actually make a Call of Duty game without Activision's influence, I think them being a standalone kind of studio, and if they were to ever make an actual game, I think they would do a great and wonderful job of making a game, because at least visually they did a pretty decent job. I know that some people complain about a couple minor things when the game first came out, alongside Infinite Warfare. Another thing, I'm glad that it's a standalone, but I also feel like it should have been a standalone from the very beginning. I would have much rather paid $40, $60 for the game, and had, obviously, what they should have done, really, and I'm thinking, like, if I was the developer and the publisher, and I'm thinking also like a consumer, or the person that purchases the product, or the license for the product or whatever, because technically speaking, if you really want to go into like the details, you're purchasing a license to kind of basically to partake or play the actual game. It's almost like you're leasing the game. It's kind of stupid or something like that. I don't know, like, or you're acquiring a permit to play the game. It's kind of stupid because obviously if you read, there's like all these licensing details. Yeah, I'm kind of like that asshole that reads that shit. But in general, I feel that, I think Raven Studios did a wonderful fucking job. I give them mad props. Minus the supply drops, but like I don't know, like I really like part of me says this is a great game, but part of me says like enough has changed in this game where it feels like it's a literal different game, and that's what kind of frustrates me because I feel like it should really, they should have just kept everything and just tweaked the graphics a little bit. I would have been able to deal with the bad graphics. Now, kind of going back to, because I kind of for a second I forgot what I was talking about. If I was to sell the game, I would sell it. I would even say fuck it, sell it for that full $60 price plus the tax, which would come out to be about $64 here in the States. But have all the DLC maps, literally every single one of the DLC maps and any other additional content that came with the original game. That would have been fair because then we're not paying for the DLC. But of course, there was like a lot of controversy and this and that with just in general with Infinite Warfare, and then this fucking Call of Duty Remastered, and this and that. But I thought, even though the fact that the Call of Duty World War II was coming out in November, I thought I would give this game a shot, at least kind of show my respects and kind of experience what once was a great era for Call of Duty, and it really was. But like I said, it's its own game. I don't think it will never be the original game for me because I'm a veteran and I'm kind of picky. So I kind of feel like a shithead for saying that, but I do appreciate the game, but I feel like you can never get the original. You can never, you can't ever have the original game and remaster it in a sense that where it's identical to the original game. But anywho, I'm the Mint. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely leave me a comment. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Enjoy the rest of the video. Peace. Oh, by the way, hashtag winning. Yeah, winning. I did really awesome. Peace.
UAV recon standing by.